I watched WrestleMania, Ming.
Really? You paid for WrestleMania?
I paid, yeah.
I saw a lot of tweets about it. Like, people were so excited.
What number is it?
28.
Wow.
I have not watched wrestling in
I was 12.
years.
I saw WrestleMania 2, I think. 2 or 3. Me
what's a WrestleMania go for now? What's it run you?
What was it?
Does it set you back?
50?
50
Wow.
$50. And I gotta tell you, man, that shit.
Did you recapture your
I did not.
days of youth where you were just like...
Not at all. Like, it seems like it was like
Jimmy Snuka.
Superfly.
You say the name Jimmy Snuka, and like a warmth settles over me. Where I remember as a child, like Jimmy Snuka, and I'm like, oh, he's going off the top. He's
George the Animal Steel.
There was none of that.
Yeah.
Man. Like there was none.
Well,
like
of course, all those guys are fucking either dead and buried or in wheelchairs.
Like all the new guys are like just kind of like
roided out.
Yeah. Like
where's the pot-bellied fucking non-defined wrestler today?
I mean, I don't even care about that. Although I agree that would be more fun to watch. Like, where's the personality? Where's the trash talking backstage? Like, you know what I mean? It was just, I paid $50 to watch guys in tights roll around with each other. And just grapple with each other. And I was like, I don't remember it being like this.
How long was it?
How long was it?
3 hours?
Long, man. It was fucking
for
long.
$50, it should be fucking 50 hours long.
I mean, who's the big one? What's his name? CM Punk?
CM Punk, yeah.
CM Punk.
Didn't he trash comic book
Yeah,
men?
who did not like comic book
Get out
men,
of
by
here,
the way.
because
he's a big comic
book fan. He said he
book
liked
fan.
Impractical Jokers.
Oh,
whoa.
Well, take it for what it is, Q. It's a fucking wrestler.
Right. Well. Right. Well. He's not like a Hulk guy, but he's just a real fit dude.
Is he like Bob Backlund shape? Like that kind of Bob Backlund where like there's no definition to his pecs?
No. The guy's
arms.
got definition. He's just not huge.
Like George the Animal Steel?
Or The Rock. The Rock is cut.
No, he's less cut than The Rock.
Okay.
Right.
Or
He's
the
not as
Moon
big as The
Brothers
Rock.
or the
I don't
Moon
remember
Dogs?
them. I don't remember them at all.
The Heart Foundation. They were.
I don't remember them at all.
So what made you buy it? Though?
Well, recently I reconnected with a friend that I haven't seen in many years. A buddy of mine from high school.
You guys watch wrestling?
And we used to talk wrestling back in the day. He's crazy into it.
Still. Do you say to yourself, I can't believe you're still into wrestling?
I don't, because in all other ways,
he's normal.
He's beyond normal. He's like, he's a guidance counselor for school. He's got a wife and 2 kids. Yeah. He's like a real straight arrow type guy. So to me, I'm just like, if that's his outlet.
He lets his hair down by watching steroided out dudes.
Right. Yeah, but he's certainly not
wrestle and sweat and rope.
That's right.
And put submission holds on each other.
Right. Well, when you put it that way.
I wouldn't want him guiding my kid at school.
Yeah, you got a point there.
So when I saw him, I went out to dinner with him recently, and he was talking about it, and he was all excited about WrestleMania coming up. So I was like, all right, you know what? I did love it as a kid. I talked about Roddy Piper, how I met him, and he started crying, and no denying I was a wrestling fan as a kid. Let me go check it out. Like, just to see it, if I could recapture even just a little bit of that magic, because it's on every week. So, like, maybe I would love it again, and I just watch it every once in a while just to get caught up. And The Rock's in it. The Rock's a big superstar now. And
The Rock is back involved in that.
No. Well, he's not normally. He came back for the build-up to WrestleMania and WrestleMania. So
is the movie not going?
No, it is. I think it's just he loves it.
He just wants his roots.
Yeah.
Pay back a little bit.
So
I'm sure he got a big paycheck as well.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, I thought he did it for free. Okay.
So, and I would say there were moments where it was
made you go
fun.
like you're like, oh my God, I remember this. The excitement.
Yeah, and it was mostly all related to the trash talking, because that's what I remember. Like Roddy Piper, like Hulk Hogan trash talking.
You know me, Gene.
The bad acting, like Triple H was fighting the Undertaker in a Hell in a Cage match, right?
That guy's still wrestling, huh?
I think they were both at the end of their ropes. And who was it? The Heartbreak Kid? Shawn Michaels. He was a special referee, right? And like, supposedly the match was getting so out of control, like they were hitting each other's chairs and shit like that. And the camera would focus on the ref, Shawn Michaels, and his face would he was devastated to see his 2 friends beating each other up. And he was playing it for all he was worth, where he was like covering his eyes.
How old were you, can you say, at the height of your wrestling boner? How old would you have been where you were just like, I can't get enough of this? I love this.
A kid.
How old?
When was?
I remember I was 12, and that was huge. Remember, there's a Hulk Hogan cartoon. There's the Glow. The Glorious Ladies are. I'm 37 now.
So yeah, same age. I would say around 10, 12.
And then remember that Cyndi Lauper Good Enough video?
And when did you become flaccid about it?
I think in high school. Like I think actually comics took it over for me. Because I was always like sort of a semi-comic fan as a child, and then something happened when I was like 12. I was like, oh fuck, this
I
is
had
cool.
friends, so I'm older than you, so I had friends who were into it and would be like, come sleep over, we'll watch wrestling. And I'm like, that sounds weird. I don't even know. What do you mean watch wrestling? So, I go over and like Channel 9 had wrestling on at midnight. So I'm exposed to all this stuff and like, I'm like, all right, so all my friends like this. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll watch it, weekly and see what's going on. I could never get a boner for it. I was always just like, this is ridiculous. I could never really get into it. And then in 86 it explodes with Cyndi Lauper.
Right.
I'm a senior and like everybody in my senior class is into this wrestling. It's just like, it's like a certain time, like in America becomes, hoodwinked or hypnotized by like hillbilly fucking nonsense. And they just like, they swallow it and are just like, I love this stuff.
Right.
And it takes like a couple years for them to shake off. They're like, whoa, man, I was in a coma. Or I fucking loved this nonsense. But like, I cannot believe it's still like
it came
26
back
years
in a
later.
huge way, right? Like in the late 90s.
Yeah.
It seems to be back on the upswing again, where the hillbillies,
I don't think it can ever get to those heights where like, I always remember though, like when people were really into it and everybody was like, my friends would bring in wrestling magazines. They'd have these pictures of like in the magazines where people are covered from head to toe in blood.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, that's badass. I'm going to watch I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch every Saturday night. I never saw one fucking drop of blood. And it was always like, when due to time constraints, this match is now suspended.
Yeah, like,
and you're like, what the fuck?
Man.
I watched this for an hour and I didn't get to see
no outcome.
There's no winners or losers. And next week we'll have more great wrestling action from you on WOR. And it was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't believe though that like how popular it was in my school.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, I mean, think about it, man. They had the Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan. That, you know what I mean?
That nationalism,
something,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It seemed
Nikolai
like
Volkov.
They're missing that now.
Yeah.
Those characters.
I guess are they unwilling to? Is it too PC? Or they're like, we're not going to do a fucking Al Qaeda wrestler?
Because even the Undertaker is like he's not claiming to be a demon from underground.
Yeah, right. He's just doing greasy long hair now.
Yeah, like back when the Undertaker first came out, he was like, whoa, he came out in a hearse and shit.
Yeah, theatrical,
born from hell or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Like, could they do like an Al Qaeda like wrestler? Born in the pits of the fucking the terrorist training camps. I've come to defeat your greatest wrestler.
We think he might be one of Bin Laden's sons. We don't know.
I mean, how fucking hated would this guy be?
I don't even think he'd make it to the ring.
Yeah.
Hey, I met fucking
like his finishing move is the dirty bomb.
My sister met the army,
Sergeant Slaughter. Yes.
She met Sergeant Slaughter in a Pathmark in Freehold.
Right.
My mom and her went into Pathmark. I wasn't feeling good. I must have been like in my 20s. And I was laying down in the back seat. I was sick. And they came back to the car as if fucking they met Reagan. Like they were just
was
like
he
in
wearing
a
the hat and the fucking the t-shirt, the green shirt.
He was my sister was reading magazines in the magazine section of Pathmark, and he came over and was reading a wrestling magazine, and she said that it was Sergeant Slaughter, and I was just like, I'm gonna fucking throw up. Let's go home.
Yeah.
I don't feel good. And they were just like, we should go back in and get autographs. And I was just like, you've never watched a minute of fucking wrestling. You just fucking saw some kid was just like, you're Sergeant Slaughter, and you overheard it, and now you're like, you're ready to fucking sell your soul to get a fucking autograph from him.
I don't know,
So wait,
That's the power of wrestling.
That hasn't happened to you. That hasn't happened to you yet.
In terms of what?
You in a Pathmark and some little kids like, oh my god, you're Walt Flanagan. You've been recognized though, right? Outside of the store.
Yeah.
And how do you handle that? You just
I give him a dirty bomb.
Tell him, Steve, Dave.